For block number 4, we are going to be working the treble crochet stitch from our 63 Easy to Crochet pattern stitch book. And in the book it has a picture here, right there, of what it will look like. And I have already made mine. And I've already done a couple videos on blocking it. It turned out really, really pretty. And so I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so you want to have 25 stitches across, just like all of your other blocks. And so for the treble crochet, you will add to your beginning chain, you will add 3 additional chains for your beginning chain. So you're going to make 25 chains plus your 3, which is going to give you 28. I'm just going to make 5 stitches just to demo. So I'm actually going to need 8 chains to start with. So make sure you leave yourself a tail to weave in later. And make your slip knot. And get your chain started. Okay, so I have 8 chains. Now to start your first stitch, you will be treble crocheting into the 5th chain from the hook. So with treble crochet, you're going to yarn over twice. So you've got your yarn overs on your hook. Now count the 5th chain from the hook, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Now you can go right into that stitch this way if you want, but I prefer on this Afghan block to flip my chain over and go into the back stitches, the very back loop of the stitch, because it just makes a very nice bottom chain edge, and I'll show you that when I'm finished. Okay, so I've got the loop on the hook here. I've got 2 yarn overs, and I'm going to go into the 5th chain from the hook. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and there's that back loop. And I'm just going to put my hook in there. And I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Then you just yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. So in treble crochet, those chains that we skipped at the very beginning, those actually make up the first stitch of the treble crochet. So here's those chains that you skip is the first stitch, and the one that we just worked is the second stitch. So to go to the 3rd stitch, I'm going to yarn over twice and find my next back loop, which is right there, and just insert my hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. You've got 4 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And so we now have a total of 3 stitches. For the 4th stitch, yarn over twice. Find that back loop of your chain. Insert your hook. Yarn over and pull up a loop. yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And I've got 4 stitches. Okay, for the last stitch, yarn over, and that, you know, I like to call it that tricky little last stitch. So that's your slip knot right there. There's the front of your chain, and just flip it, and you'll see that back loop right there, and just insert your hook and yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And I've got a total of 5 stitches. Now you'll have a total of 25. So you can count your stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, those beginning turning chains that you skipped made your very first stitch of the row. I'll show you the bottom here. This is why I like to crochet into the back loops, because it gives you this very nice chain edge. And because we're going to end up crocheting around every one of these squares, it's really easy to pick up your stitches when you've got that chain edge like that. Okay, so moving on to the second row, and you're going to repeat this for all the preceding rows. So you will make 4 chains, and you will turn your work. Yarn over twice, and now these 4 chains are going to make your very first stitch. So count your chains from your hook. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you're actually going to go into that, what looks like the 6th chain from the hook. So just insert your hook under the 2 top loops, and you will yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, so you've got 2 stitches. Now for the 3rd stitch, yarn over twice, and find your next stitch to work into. You want to insert your hook under the 2 top loops, and then you'll yarn over and pull up a loop. You've got 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. For stitch number 4, yarn over twice, and find that next stitch to insert your hook under the 2 top loops. Yarn over and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So for our very last stitch, on the first row, if we flip that around, that's where you had those beginning chains that we skipped. So yarn over twice, and you're going to work right into the very top of those chains. So you'll have, if you look at the bottom of your work, you'll have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It'll literally be like, if you start counting over here, it'll be the 8th chain. You know, and that's because I'm working 5 stitches. Yours of course wouldn't be like that, but because you're working 25 stitches. So here's your worked stitch, and there's the chain underneath of it. So if you count up 1, 2, 3, and 4 chains from the bottom, or, you know, just look at it from the top. You can see it's just the very top of the 4 chains that you skipped. So you're just going to insert your hook. These chains are always so tricky to get your hook under. It always feels a little tight. Okay, there it goes. Whoops, I thought I had it, but I lost it. Okay, there it goes. Okay, so I'm under the 2 top loops, and I'm just going to yarn over and pull through a loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through 2. And yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And you can see that you've got 5 stitches across on each row. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can see how these turning chains actually create the very first stitch of the row. And this is very lacy looking. It's very, very pretty stitch. It's a very tall stitch and very lacy. And so you will just repeat row 2 for all the next rows, and you will work this up until it reaches 7 inches for your afghan. It will be 7 inches high and 7 inches wide.